Good afternoon. Welcome. Welcome to Pat's Stamping Place. Let me know if you are here. It says I'm connected to Facebook and connected to YouTube. So things look like they're working. My little button up there is showing blue. So fingers crossed that everything's going to be working today. So pop on. Let me know if you're here. Leave comments. I love comments and I love sharing. So a little bit of an explanation about last week. I must have pressed some wrong buttons or something and thought that I was pre-recording, but it was actually live, and you saw my Monday on Sunday. So it was kind of crazy, and I thought, oh, it's what I do. There's still so much about some of this that I think should work one way, but it doesn't. So anyway, hi, Holly, welcome. And then what I was showing last week for Memorial Day was very popular on a demonstrator site that I posted it on, actually for the first time. And I made a pin with the poppy that I made last Sunday instead of Monday. So at any rate, welcome, Gloria. You are watching too. So it was kind of a crazy last week. But then I just say I did do a video on Thursday on how I did the pin. Sadly, I don't have any of them left. I sent a couple off in the mail. And so if you want to see one of those pins, I believe you can see the video on how I did it last Thursday. So, and that was in the evening. And I did mention that I was going to go live on Thursday evening, but I think there was only basically one person watching, so it was kind of an odd time for me. So anyway, let's hop on. Let's say what I'm going to do today. If you saw the preview, that I'm going to show the Timeless Arrangements stamp set and dies. There are 16 of these dies. And let me show you this in the catalog. It was a sleeper. I didn't catch it the first time through, but once I started looking at it and obviously seeing other people doing some of the things with it, it really caught my eye, and it's just such a versatile set. So the Timeless Arrangements bundle is on page 67. And I guess what didn't catch me at the beginning was looking at the dies, and they looked a little bit strange. Welcome, Fran. How are you? But the sentiments are great, not only for this set, but you can do so many other, pull this into other stamp sets that you use too, or die sets. But these little things up here in the corner that you see with these flowers just had me a little bit, befuddled. I wasn't quite sure what was going on there. So there are dies for this. Whoops, get you out of my face here. For these have dies. And then all of these words here. Welcome, Sue. It's good to see you. And some of them go with other things. For example, a very big thank you. You make me smile. Some of them are standalone. Just can't and enough go together there. And I guess thanks goes in the middle. I'll show you a couple samples here in the middle, or in a minute. So it just really caught my attention once I started thinking about it. Maybe you can see it better, although there's a glare here on the stamp set itself. There's a glare from the light. Yeah, a very big thank you. It's down here. You are the best. You could take my, my friend here. You are the best, and cut out the word friend. It's just got so many opportunities to make cute cards. So let's see what we've got and get started. Okay, so it's on page 67 in the catalog, and in the back, where you see the dies and things, it's on page 160, and you also see another sample back there as well. So as standalones, the dies probably could live with other sentiments that you might have in other stamp sets. So it could be a die set that you would not necessarily want the bundle to go with it, but I always think the bundles look good together. They're designed to go together, and they do offer a 10% discount for buying them together. So the bundle is $54 instead of $60. And if you are a demonstrator, you get an additional 20% off of that too, which tells me that right now there is a starter kit opportunity through the month of June, and you can get $155 worth of product for $99. So it's normally $125, I believe, for $99, and that is only plus tax. You don't pay any shipping. So that's an opportunity right now. Also, we are still having, through June, a designer series paper sale. And I've got a little piece of one of these to show when I put the envelope together. So let's get started. Okay, hop on with any questions you have or comments. I love to see more comments. First of all, let me show you what I've been doing with scraps. This is a great bundle for cutting out small scraps to get all these pieces parts. And then you can just put them in an envelope, sit and play with them, and colors that you want to put together and make cards. So I am playing, or have been playing, with some basic black, some Parakeet Party, and I love the green and the black together. It is wonderful. And I also know that Parakeet Party goes with Lemon Lolly, which is one of our new core colors. It's like a buttery yellow, and who doesn't love butter? And Pool Party. So these all do go together that I pulled out. So before I do anything else, I'm going to get the envelope ready. And I pulled in a piece of paper from the birthday balloon set. Now, this is Lemon Lime Twist on here. They're very close. The Parakeet Party is a little bit brighter than the Lemon Lime Twist, which is a color that also came back into our core colors from a while back. So let's get some glue on this envelope flap. I just opened a new bottle of glue, and it really wants to come out of there, so I hope it's not oozing out too much. So I hope you had a great weekend. It was a beautiful weekend here. A little on the too hot side for this early in June. And then here, I'm just kind of spreading some of this around so it doesn't ooze out the edge. Use a scrap here. Then yesterday it was 90. Saturday it was very hot as well. A little bit too much for this early in the year. And the fact that grass is not growing because we don't have any rain. So this piece is 2.5 by 6. You can get away with cutting your paper for your envelope flap at 2 1/4, which is what I should have done, but I didn't. But we are supposed to get some rain on Sunday, so it's still a long way away for us to get any real precipitation, and we hope that we do. Just because it's too early for the grass to start looking brown. All right, so there we've got some designer series paper on the envelope flap, so that's ready to go. And I have some Parakeet Party as a card base. I also have some basic white for a panel, and for this I ran it through with one of the embossing folders, a 3D embossing folder that is in the online exclusives. There are 3 of these. I think I've shown most of those before, but I took the bubble one. I don't think I've used this one before, and it's so cute. I love the texture on that. And the reason I chose that one is because I'm going to use this stamp. It looks like things from the Olympics. It's this one, to just add a little bit of background on the paper. So let's grab our Parakeet Party. Okay, and always when I'm down here in my studio, basement, whatever you want to call it, I have my sweatshirt on because it's chilly. Okay, let's put another piece of paper under this. But the air is off. Some of these I'm going to stamp off. Some I'll leave some full strength. And I don't need to go in the center where that designer paper, not designer paper, but that embossed piece is going to go. It just adds a little bit more to give a little background. Just random stamping. Okay, let's make sure I'm up in the camera a little bit better here. There we go. Now, let's explain this a little bit more as I start to put things together. These pieces come on a little strip. So you're not always gluing individual pieces of a design together. So this is one of the samples that I made yesterday. And you just put those behind your panel that you want to stamp on. Now on this one, I used the Lemon Lolly, and then I had some white pieces of the panel, and then I just sponged those or used my blending brush to go with that. And here I just put thank you in the center and then cut out just can't and enough so that that fit in there. Here's another one. Then I have 2 other samples I'll show you at the end. Here's another one with Lost Lagoon, a little bit of fresh freesia, some Pool Party, and thanks very much that has been stamped in what I think is a beautiful, beautiful new in color pebbled path. It is just a great neutral color instead of using black or even basic gray, I guess. And then this one was embossed a little bit too. So love that one. Then I've got 2 more to show you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and glue this on here. like to use the liquid glue when there is dimension here. This is one of those where you could probably use the front or the back, depending upon whether you want the embossed side or the debossed side. But it gets down into the nooks and crannies of any embossing folder. And I'm going to put that on there at an angle. Okay, so this comes the fun part. All right, I think I'm going to use this to put a sentiment on as it flies out of my hand. And yes, there is stitching around the edge, and it looks very much like what might come from the Stylish Shapes, but there's a tiny X on each side that distinguishes it from getting it confused with another set. So I think that's kind of brilliant too. So let's start with, let's see, where's my favorite one? Okay, this is my favorite one. You can see how all these are just attached to this little panel. And then you can layer them either in front of or behind, however you want those to fill in. I'll add some glue here in a minute. Here's another one of those. So you can offset them because that's going to get covered up. You can also snip things apart. But let's put a little bit of Pool Party in there. So they can go in front or behind. And let's see what we think here. So I'm just going to start gluing it down. And it's going to go on here. So the tweezers help here too. When you start with a new bottle of glue, you either get too much or not enough. So I'm going to put that behind here. And then you just build. You can make as little or as much as you like. And I love this one because that goes off to the side. So let's add some adhesive here. So whoever designed this really had something in mind to make it easy to just add adhesive to one larger piece instead of all these little pieces. There are some smaller pieces that you can add to it too, but I like the way they go behind. So let's find a little one of these. So there are smaller ones that I only need to add a little bit of adhesive to the stem of this and use that as a filler right there. So it doesn't, you don't have to put anything on the flower itself. And let's find a little lemon lolly to put over here on this one. So if you just put it on the stem, you can use it to fill in. So that's what I've got so far, and my fingers are sticky. So let me put that down and see if I can clean my fingers off a little bit. It almost looks like a flower box. Now I could stop there, but I do want some black on here. So let's put some black down here, along with some more of the Parakeet Party. Let's see, those two are the same. Because that was my whole idea when I pulled these colors out, was to have the black and the green. And there I didn't put any black at the top. Okay, so that looks good. And I might stick a black one up there so it balances out a little bit more. Okay, so nobody cares what it looks like behind. This is, to me, it's kind of the way I would do needlepoint. Who cares what it looks behind, as long as it looks good on the front? So that's the whole idea with this. So let's add some adhesive to this. Now remember, you want to put the adhesive on the front because it's going to get glued to the back of your sentiment strip. And nobody will see what it looks like in the back. Okay, so there's that one at the bottom. And let's see, I wanted to add a black one at the top to balance it out a little bit more. So I'm just kind of doing this by the seat of my pants and on the fly, as they say. There we go. So now I've got a little bit of black up there. Let's add another green panel down here at the bottom that is different. Oh, I like that. And I'm going to slide that over to offset it a little bit, but it's not going off of the side. And let's see, let's keep our colors balanced. Now here is a piece that is left over from one that I was making yesterday, and I cut it off. So I'm just going to use this to add some of the pool party at the bottom of that. So that's going to go on that way. It'll look good when it gets done, trust me. So that's even going in a different direction. And you can also make some go out to the side. And we just need some lemon lolly. So where am I going to get that? So on this one, I'm going to snip off a piece of this and put off to the side over here. That's a hot mess on the back. but it's all going to get covered up. That is too much glue. Okay, where did I say I was going to put that? Let's see, let's balance that out and put it over here. And one more little piece of this. What do you think? Are you guys crazy right now watching me do this? What does that need? I think that needs, instead of more green, I think it needs a piece of the lemon. Let's do this. Take the other piece of this one and add that to the side of this. So I've got a whole array of flowers, top, bottom, and side. And I don't think there's any room left. But I like it. Okay, so there's our little array of flowers. The back looks horrible. And now I'm just going to add some dimensionals back there. Okay, I had no idea in my mind what this was going to look like, other than the colors that I chose out of my bag. Okay, so I'm using a strip of dimensionals that's left over here. I think we need a little bit more. All right, it's going to go on there at an angle. Now I know I should have most likely stamped that first. So let's cross our fingers that I'm going to be able to stamp something straight. Because I don't want to use one of those others. It's not going to fit. So anyway, there's the card before the sentiment has been added to a few of the pieces that fit in, but otherwise everything went on those panels on the back. And I chose You Make Me Smile. And for that, I'm going to use the Memento Black because there's the black in here. And we'll cross our fingers. If it doesn't work, I could always cut another one of those out and plop it right over the top. So, You Make Me Smile. Kind of sinking in the center, but it looks fine. So there we go. You Make Me Smile. Yeah, it should have had some dimensionals down the center and it would look perfect. So now let's add some, let's see, I was going to do Wink of Stella, but I had out to do a bow. So do you think it needs a bow with some of the Baker's Essentials pack? So let's see here. Do I need a little bow? sometimes it just doesn't need a little bit more. It just doesn't need more. And if my sticky fingers can't tie a bow, there's not going to be a bow. But I do have another thought. Okay, this is pretty tiny. I don't know. I think that embellishments would be better. What do you think? Let's see, I could put that here. So before I put that down, I thought I would pull out the classic matte dots. These were a carryover from the last catalog, and I like them because they just have some basic white and black. Oh, Sue, I know. Isn't this awesome? You will love it. You need it. I think I'm going to skip the bow. It'll be used on something else. And add just some black dots to this. Was this one that you did not really pay that much attention to as well? Let's put one up here. So I've got my three little dots. They're in a triangle. And there we have it. There we have it. So let me put a couple things away and show you the other two that I made. One was kind of a last minute brainchild thing that I thought, oh, I can do that. And look at all these pieces I can make. Okay. Today's one of those days where I don't think I can walk and talk at the same time. So there's today's card. Here is another one that I made. I really like this one too. Very simple. Just a lot of white on white, some old olive. Here's where I typed "You Are the Best" with the pebbled path. And I use the Pretty Posy embossing folder. And definitely not as many flowers around it. You don't have to go around all the sides there, like I did on this one. And then these are the pebbled path, whatever those are called, and those are new. Those are the 23, 25 in colored dots. Again, 3 of them. So that one. And then this one was my last minute make a negative out of one of those panel ones. And then I made the negative out of the black behind there, and then plopped that back in the old olive and had that run through an embossing folder as well. And again, with the classic black dots. This is just very simple. No bow, no splotches, no nothing. Just basic black with the green. This would also look good with the parakeet party. So there's that one, that one, that one, and then these were the 2 that I showed you earlier. And I love them all. So, yep, passed you right by. I know it did me the first time because I needed to have somebody explain it to me. So, let's take let's see, let's take something away here. There we go. So now you don't have to see my face, and you can see the cards a little bit better. But they were fun to make. And actually this one is a little over the top, the one that I did today. A little bit simpler. That's a little bit simpler too, as is that. And this one is super simple, but they're all great. Thanks, Holly. I love them. I love them all. All right, I will sign off now and see you again next week. Let's see what I can come up with. It's always fly by the seat of my pants kind of thing, and I don't wait till Sunday. So if you ever see something that you want to see, I may have it, I may not. I don't have a lot out of the new catalog. I have quite a bit, but not everything. But it's a lot of fun, and it's my passion. So I will see you all next week. Monday, we'll be, golly, back in almost the middle of June, believe it or not. So hopefully we get that rain on Sunday. See you soon, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.